Let's talk a little hoops with Dan Hurley. The Newsmaker line we go. He's 2-0 and on the right track, and now the real season's going to start, right, Coach?
Yeah, you try to survive that opening weekend, and avoid, a little bit of catastrophe,
Well, it doesn't sound like you survived it very well. What do you got? Like, you sound like you're ready for, I don't know, a little Vicks Vapor Rub. Can you want me to rub it on you a little bit?
Listen, I think we got something going around here. I think it's the, it's the season. You get a little worn down. I think the early games, you worry about, you worry deeply about how you're going to perform in those first couple, especially when there are those games that you just have to win against, obviously, the opponents we played. And now it's about, getting myself healed up a little bit, getting energized about a great opportunity on Saturday.
Yeah, listen, I'd like to, when you're feeling better, I want you to come in and we'll spend some real quality time talking about all the aspects of what it's like to build a program like this. But you are now in go time, aren't you, with this athletic program? The first year is always this is what I have. The second year is this is what I've started to build, and now you've got your fellas, or at least you've got the bulk of them to make a big statement.
Yeah, it's been a process that we've had to go through, to kind of build this thing up and build up our talent level and bring in young players that can change the fortunes of the program and get it back to all of the success and excitement that it created for the university, for the state, up until really the late '90s. And we just we're so excited as coaches, and we can feel it in our athletic department. We can feel with our fan base the excitement there is, in particular with our freshman and sophomore classes, and also who we can be this year with the team.
Well, the fan base is an interesting conversation, isn't it? Now, full disclosure, for those of you who don't know already, I'm the public address announcer down there, and so I'm talking directly to the fan base about fouls and who scored and all that kind of stuff. So I'm looking and talking to the fan base there at the arena each and every night, and I will tell you that the concept of the fan base is interesting because this is a beautiful facility that the capacity 8,000, which by the way has a total reinvestment. The digital capability of this building this year and the changes that have been made are on par with any major league arena in the country. Dan, wouldn't you agree? I mean, they really are.
Yeah, I mean, it's as great a facility as you could play in.
But that base has got to get bigger. And it's really an interesting conversation if you become really honest about it. There's a very interesting rub, I think, that exists between athletic programs and the community, and whether a community feels a responsibility to get behind these programs in a way that changes the dynamic of the program. And everybody knows who pays attention to any kind of sports environment that a big home crowd has an absolute effect on outcome by and large. Do you agree, Coach?
Yeah, absolutely. The energy level, and of the team. Obviously what the crowd could do to the opponent, what the crowd can do in terms of creating confidence, creating atmosphere, has a profound effect on the course of the game. And we know that they'll be there for us, and we just want obviously people across the state, all of the living alumni that reside here in the state that. It's safe to get behind us here. You've got this group of young players that are going to take this program back to the glory days, take this thing to amazing heights, and it should be exciting for them to get behind these kids, because not only are they great talents, but they're great workers, they're high character people, and they're people that are going to represent this university on a national scale very well over the course of the next couple of years.
The logistics, we're talking about Dan Hurley, head coach at URI, the logistics of the Ryan Center are interesting, right? Once you get into the campus and onto once you get out of your car and into the building, you see that this facility is as top notch as any facility in the country. However, it doesn't have the downtown Providence dunk dynamic in that there's 16 bars around the place that you can walk from, getting juiced up for the game, and the Providence College signature on the community has been perhaps more consistent over the years than URI's program has been prior to your re-arrival here. So I think we got to admit, and the proximity, being in South County versus being in the center of the state, URI's fan base has got to work a little harder. It's just got to work a little harder to get there. Why is that investment going to be returned this year?
Well, I think you look at the proof with with this collection of young players. You see E.C. Matthews, and you see Hassan Martin, and Jarvis Garrett, Jared Terrell, and you know that you're seeing something special that's about to come together here. And obviously we've got a number of other talented players, but anyone that that truly understands anything about basketball, about sports, know that the impact that this group being together for the next couple of years are going to have on the university, going to have on the state, and then it's a different type of atmosphere to have an on-campus arena. That there's no reason why we shouldn't have 2,000, 3,000, students at our home games. A young, exciting, on-campus arena, should be a great entertainment for any alumni, any fan of the program, to come and want to feel that type of entertainment, that type of an event.
Yeah, it's really chicken or the egg in a lot of ways. You got to build it so that they feel like they want to be part of something, because everybody wants to be part of a winner. But you need atmosphere in order to create wins. It's an interesting shimmy, isn't it?
Yeah, because we're at that fragile point. The reality for us is we're not in the we're not Kentucky, where we're going to bring in freshmen that are going to be with us for 1 year and then go to the NBA. We're going to obviously, these outstanding freshmen and sophomores that we bring in, they're going to get better. There's going to be some growing pains this year, but the payout eventually with this group is going to be monumental. And we've got a great marketing strategy, for the week, both on campus and throughout the state. And we know we're confident that we're going to have that type of great college basketball atmosphere, Saturday night.
Well, right, and I want to talk about that game, the Nebraska game, folks. I mean, listen, I'm looking at the schedule right now. I mean, are you crazy? What you scheduled Nebraska, Kansas, Tennessee, Southern Miss, and Providence back to back. Were you feeling special on that particular week that you decided to put this schedule together, or what?
Yeah, you got to be a little crazy to get into this coaching profession, especially at the college level here. You got to be a little crazy.
You pull this win off this weekend, and there's no reason why, with everything falling together, that you couldn't. It's a real staple win in this thing called the NCAA tournament bid race, which seems to be the only thing people care about in February and March, right? This one matters.
Yeah, I mean it's got to be the biggest non-conference home game in quite some time. For the University of Rhode Island to have a top 25, Big Ten, national brand opponent coming in with an All-American player and a lottery pick. A chance to potentially get our first ranked win versus a ranked opponent since 1998. I mean, it's I don't know if it could get more appealing for a fan or for us in our program at this early part of our schedule.
The other thing, talking with Dan Hurley, head coach at URI, the thing that I get a big kick out of is this constant comparison between PC and URI. Now, let's not forget how good Brown and Bryant have become as well, as we have 4 pretty quality Division I basketball programs here. But as the Big East has reorganized and it's not as powerful as it used to be, I think that's been good for PC. They have a chance to really to win and be an upper tier team in that league. Basketball junkies and even those who watch it peripherally have to understand that the Atlantic 10, the league that URI plays in, put more teams into the NCAA tournament, and by and large are a better league.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah, I mean, I think the leagues are certainly much more comparable now. Obviously, the old Big East, in the ACC, they played at a they were truly in a league of their own. And I think now the new Big East and and the Atlantic 10 are really really comparable comparable basketball conferences. We had a little bit more success last year in terms of NCAA tournament teams, and but I think the leagues are very similar types of schools, very similar types of programs, and very competitive with each other.
By the way, let's talk about for a second about Rhode Island basketball in general. How come all four teams don't play each other in some kind of holiday or one-time tournament? Is that something that just doesn't work for the big shots at PC and URI because of quality wins and schedule management and all that kind of thing? Because right now, I think as 1 and 1 makes 4 when it comes to Burger King and McDonald's, on a street. If you create the awareness, it seems to me that all four programs battling each other at least once a year in some kind of four-way tournament or something would be great for this state.
Yeah, I think it's like one of the hardest things we do is coordinating the non-conference schedule. Obviously, you got to have balance in it. Obviously, you want to have some games on that schedule that that you feel like you could kind of ease your team into your season with. Obviously, you want to have some big games like your Nebraskas, your Kansases, and your Providences. You just want to have that balance, and it's such an ugly part of what we do. If you think recruiting is bad at our level, if you think it's cutthroat, to win basketball games, try to take over scheduling for Providence or Rhode Island, and it'll be a real eye opener for you. I think there's more deception involved in.
Well, elaborate on it, because I don't think people understand that you negotiate your own schedules for the most part.
Yeah. So obviously, you're trying to get home games against the best quality opposition that you can get home games against. The challenge for us, right now is who's willing to come here and play us. We don't have that national name. We're not Gonzaga, we're not Wichita State yet, and the Atlantic 10 doesn't get all of the respect that it deserves as a league yet. So who's going to take the risk? They know that we're a dangerous team, and we're not a household name. So a loss to Rhode Island right now is, on a national scale, is something that's going to hurt you.
So how did you get Nebraska to come?
That was late. No one wanted to play them, because they're a veteran team, they're a top 25 team. They're not Duke in terms of their name recognition. They're not necessarily Kansas, but they're playing somewhat near that level. And and we were kind of both left looking for a dance partner late.
Huh? But it would be magical, I think, for real college basketball nuts to see what kind of headache it is for you guys to be on the phone and negotiating games and looking at schedules, and it is a mean business, isn't it? There's a lot of chits that are being passed back and forth. There's a lot of winks and nods, but this isn't the WWF. You don't fake it when you get on the floor. You all play to win.
Yeah, it's listen, the recruiting, the game day experience. This is it's high level. There's a lot at stake here. There's career. The careers obviously of the coaches. We need to be successful. We need to win. We need to win in recruiting. We need to win on the floor. It's our livelihood. Obviously, we're managing obviously the education of our players as well as their careers and their opportunities down the road, and building a program, is the pressure that the people that really care about what they do and have pride in the product that they put out, like we do as a staff. Like, part of a huge part of our pressure is we want this to become something great, something special, for this place, for the state, for our fans, because this is a great place, and I've only lived here, for a short amount of time, but it's a type of place that you become attached to quick, and we desperately want to put something together with this program that just makes everybody proud.
By the way, as everybody hardly needs to know, Dan's a Jersey guy. I'm a Jersey guy, and when I first moved into town, my wife says to me, "Why do you want to?" This is 15 years ago. Why do you want to live here? I said, "Because it's like North Jersey. There's no difference between Rhode Island and New Jersey. Do you think Cranston, Rhode Island, is any different than Hackensack? Right? I mean, isn't it very much the same?"
No doubt, it's the same. I think the mentality's the same. I think.
I mean, we should probably stop this conversation because I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing for everybody listening. But the truth is, it really is that way. All right. Just some.
It's an awesome thing. It's an awesome thing.
We'll talk over the course of the season a number of times, I'm sure. But I really wanted to get you on to talk about Saturday, to talk about this relationship with the community and this program. PC puts in near 10,000 for its opening game, and God bless them for that. And people should keep coming to those games, no doubt. But URI, that chicken and the egg, that get to the next level thing, certainly is going to be dependent not just on the skill set of the student athletes, the players that you brought in, your coaching acumen and your teams and your staff and all of that. Getting 7,000 people into that joint Saturday night, is worth what, 3, 4, 5 points on what could be a pivotal ball game for you guys for going to the dance that everybody thinks you ought to be going to on your own.
Without question. It's a huge part of it. That home court advantage. Our players feel it. They see it when they come out, and you can see the look on their face, look in their eyes when you have that type of, the Providence crowd, the crowds we get against UMass, and we've got to do things as a program, as an athletic department, to continue, to improve the fan experience, to develop, that fan culture, and we've got a great plan in place that we met with and talked about early this morning, and it's okay to get on board with us. We're not, are we completely there right now in November where we need to be? No, we're not there. But we're very close, and we're not gonna let our fans down. We have almost everything of what we need. We've got to tweak. We've got to get maybe one more piece. But the next, start with this year. The next couple of years with our program, we're going to be such a great ride for our fans. And how could you not get behind these young guys?
All right. So here's my meter. We got a big enough crowd. If I can't hear you screaming on every play.
Yeah,
if I can't hear you stomping and screaming, then I know we've got a big crowd.
Yes, that's the tell right there.
All right, take care of the cold. We'll talk to you next weekend.
All right, Dan.
All right, Dan Hurley, head coach at URI. Really, folks, you ought to come out Saturday. It's going to be a big event. And for all you URI alum that say, yeah, you know what, I got to get down there. Yeah, I got to get down there. You're right, you got to get down there. Final word, and we come back.